All right, well, today we're gonna replace this coil spring. Apparently what happened was the one I got in here, when I measured everything on the back of this rough country kit, the spring was a 1/2 inch off. I didn't measure them before I put it all together. And so at first I thought I maybe put the rubber, I marked it, but I thought I may put the rubber bushing in, piece in wrong. But I rechecked it and took it apart, put it back in, it still was a 1/2 inch off. So then I called the company. Rough Country sent me out another set of springs real quick, and I measured both springs, and this one here seems to be a tad bit longer by about almost 1/2 inch. So I'm going to use this spring. I'm going to change it out and go through the procedure how it is to change it out. First thing we're going to do is remove the 10mm bolt that holds the wheel sensor in, magnetic wheel sensor. Get that off to the side. So because they sent me the spring was short by 1/2 inch, this other one should make it level. Me being anal retentive the way I am, I wanted to make sure that you know, it was completely 36 inches to each wheel well, and this one was 35 and 35 and a half, a little bit over. So anyway, so I keep blabbing on here. And I forgot my, let me see, this might work if I can get in here with this maybe. Yeah, all right. So 18mm also on the brake caliper brackets on the back here to break those loose. So you can't get in this with an air gun, so you've got to do it by hand. I guess I need a standard socket on that. I'm not going to use the medium rise. I'm going to cut it and come back. Back on. We're going to take the first thing we're going to do is take the tow bar link off here. 18mm bolt. This is what's what they use to adjust your toe. They adjust it up in here when they do the alignment. Once I take it in, they'll do that for me. But you got to take the toe link off first. So 18mm wrench on the inside, like so, and then remove that. I like to keep the bolts together, so I'll just go ahead and leave that there. Put the nuts under here. Always keep your nuts together. All right. And next thing we're gonna do, you can remove any one of these bolts you want to at any one time, but your shock's gonna have to come off. And when you do this, to get to the link here, you're gonna have to make sure you get these two done first to make it easier to get the sway bar link off. So you can do either of these you want at any time, and this is your last one you take out, or vice versa. You can take it in no particular order to take it out. I find it easier to take out the biggest one first, this 24, so we're gonna go ahead and pop that one out. That is a 24mm on the one side, 24 on the nut, and 21 on the bolt itself. I've got this supported with a jack. I'm going to lift it up, take tension off it to make sure that we can get that bolt out of there. All right, take some tension off it. Take that bolt out of there. That should work. All right. And we should be able to back this out. when you're old and you're not very strong anymore. We'll tap that out later. Let me get me a hammer. All right, so now that I got that out, reverse myself trying to get that thing out. We're gonna go to the sway bar link and just loosen it up. And then I'll have to take it off. Well, I didn't have to. Usually I'd take it off by with a wrench and take it off by hand, but I was able to do that. So this will go separate. I'm gonna put it up here so I don't forget where it goes. To take this off, we gotta do these first two top ones, and then we gotta slide the, this top one is your camber link, and this one here to the side, the heavy duty one, is your torsion link. So if you're looking for torque specs on those, in the Mopar manual, this is gonna say your camber link, and this is going to say your torsion link. The instructions on this refer to them as control arms, and they are a form of a control arm, but they're not actually control arms. Again, camber link and torsion link on this side. Okay. Now we'll let the jack down a little bit. Oops, sorry for hitting you there. All right. Guess it's still a little bit high on the jack. Nope, there we go. Oh, gotta get that torsion link out of there first before we can get that out of there. That's why. I don't know how great this video is. The air compressor kicked on. I had to put all this back there. I got the new spring in. Use the jack to get it. You have to lower it. I got the shock back on. I got the sway bar link on. I'm tightening up all the toes and all the camber link and the torsion link. So that's what I'm doing now. So 18 millimeter. Love this little Astro air ratchet. Pretty nice little tool. It does a really good job. Really gets them in there. We'll torque these later. Or will we? All right. And the torsion bar. And then the last thing we'll do is the sway bar link. Like I told you, with the sway bar link, you've got to take and do it with a 8 millimeter socket and nib. I got lucky in getting it off, but I'll show you in a second. So make sure that's tight here. Okay. And then for the for this sway bar link, what you do is you're gonna have to use 18 millimeter and make sure we're getting tight in here. You have to bypass shock. You need you can do it, you know, the other way from underneath the car or whatever, but this is the way I found it works for me. 8 millimeter socket on an extended ratchet. And then what happens is when it rotates, of course, it'll hit against the subframe of the car. You put this 8 millimeter on the end here. I hope you can see. I hope this is lined up good. I can't really tell, but anyway, put that on the end, and then we just gotta ratchet our tail off because these things are really tight. I put some PU plaster on it, and but for some reason these things are, and I don't even live in the Rust Belt, but they are really tight to get, and so You just have to work on this one. I got lucky when I took it off that it came off like it did. So, but you just got to work on it and get it to. These sway bar links can be, get pretty rusty and whatnot. It takes a little bit of work, but all right, make sure we're doing that right. Okay. Sometimes I put the ratchet on the wrong way, and I'm ratcheting and ratcheting. Last time I was doing it on the other side, and I realized, hey, I'm not tightening it at all. Yeah. So anyway. I don't think you guys want to see me ratchet this thing all the way and huff and puff. So anyway, quick, I'll go over, once this is tightened up, put the magnetic pickup for the your speed sensor in, back into the hub here, and then into the knuckle. It's not really a knuckle, more of a hub on the back, but I guess it's a knuckle. Got the spring in, I marked them when I took them off, put the new one in, changed out the old spring, which is over there, which was a new spring, but it's an old spring because it's off. About a ½ inch, and get all done. I'll measure all up and make sure it's all right. Recheck the torque on all these, and basically that's all you got to do for the back side. You're pulling the coil spring out. You mark, index the rubber boots on the bottom and on the top, most preferably on the top. You'll notice there's a hole in the bottom in here and there's a rubber dimple, or a dimple that sticks out as rubber isolator, and the isolator dimple goes into the hole on the bottom of the frame, or on the, whatever this base or whatever you want to call that sticks out. So anyway, it's not, the back is not difficult at all. It's just time consuming. So there you have it. Oh yeah, put the brakes back on, of course. Blah. There you have it, and that's for the rear end, and change that spring. I just thought I'd add this to the video, so that in case I didn't cover it in the first part, because of technology challenged. I'm not doing this YouTube channel for money or anything like that. I'm just doing it to help folks. So hope it helps you in some way, in some form. Thanks.